Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. On today's program, we're going to talk about Suffolk Animal Care and the Suffolk Humane Society and the great relationship between these two organizations. We're also going to highlight the second annual Passion for Paws picnic and wine tasting event that'll take place in early September right here at Stone Chophouse. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. Today we're coming to you from Stone Chophouse to talk about a great event that's going to benefit the Suffolk Humane Society. And joining us today is Teresa Mullins, who is the owner of Stone Chophouse. Thanks for being with us. And Kay Hurley, the Director of Community Outreach with the Suffolk Humane Society. And we're here to talk about the second annual Passion for Paws picnic and wine tasting that's coming up in early September. So ladies, again, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Now this is the second annual, so what we're going to do, we're going to set all this up by talking about how well the first event went and what people can expect when they come out this year on September the 8th. So Kay, I'm going to let you start it out, and Teresa, certainly we're going to bring you in as well to talk about some of the great offerings that people can experience when they come to this site. And also, actually, before we kick it off, I'm going to start one thing. Teresa, if you tell us where we're located. Where is Stone Chophouse for those who don't know?
Stone Chophouse is at 8032 Harborview Boulevard, and we're right in the heart of Harborview, right off of College Drive. And you did 664 will get you here, or certainly just travel right down 17.
And of course, the event will be taking place both in the parking lot and a field that's located adjacent to your facility,
yes,
correct?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
So again, this is the place to be, again, September the 8th. So Kay, start us out and talk about how last year's event went, what all is brought as part of this event, because it's not just, you know, we're not just out here well, we are just here for the Suffolk Humane Society, but I should say, there's so many different events going on. It's kind of almost like a festival atmosphere, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And last year, we skipped a year from Mud Strut. So we had Mud Strut this year in May.
Right.
And last year we did not have Mud Strut. And so we had Passion for Paws. We're so grateful to Teresa and Brian Mullins for wanting to adopt Suffolk Humane as the beneficiary of this event. And we were so excited. It was held in July, which was a little warm, but we had a huge crowd. And I think part of that is because it offers something for everyone, for families with children, families with pets, pets and children. You could bring every member of your family, 2 or 4 legs,
very nice,
to this event. So it was an outstanding turnout, and people loved the gourmet picnic food. The adults liked the wine tasting. Everybody liked the silent auction. There were rescue animals available for adoption and entertainment. It was just an outstanding event, and we are so excited. We're going to have it again this year, only in September, September 8th, a little further from Mud Strut, which we had in early May. And hopefully the weather will be just beautiful. I'm
sure it will. Sure it will. Well, what is going to make up the event? Talk about some of the things that are going on here when people come out to the event. What's going to take place? You mentioned that there's a little bit something for everyone. So let's kind of give an overview, kind of what are the events going on. And again, we want to talk about the food.
Sure.
We want to talk about some of the opportunities you have with some of the auctions and things. So I don't know who wants to kind of lead off with that to talk about what we're going to have happening this year. Teresa?
Well, I will just say that we are going to be expanding on the event this year. We had a great turnout last year, and people were very generous in bidding on the silent auction items, so we're definitely going to make sure that we expand upon that. We'll have a lot of different items, something for everybody, in addition to a silent wine auction. So the folks that are regulars here support the event as well, and they come out and enjoy the wine tasting and, you know, the silent auction. We've added music. We are going to have a band. Acoustic Railroad is going to be out here, and they're going to play for the entire event, other than they will take little breaks for the entertainment events that we will have. We'll be having the Virginia Foxtrotters, and that's a great group that Kay could tell you a little bit more about, but they'll be out here. And we're going to have a clown that's going to go around and entertain the children, and I won't give away everything, but something for everybody.
Now, one thing to talk about, of course, anyone from the public can attend.
Yes,
so let's talk about how that works and what are some of the things you can purchase when you're here, certainly again with the proceeds going to the Humane Society, but also again, you can walk up and participate in the event.
Right. Well, the idea was, because we're going to be having an adoption set up.
Right.
And we really want to encourage people that are considering adopting an animal to feel like they can come and take a look at the animals, and they can still participate in some of the fun things we have going on. We certainly will be selling tickets for the picnic part of the event, and also tickets for the wine tasting.
Right.
And we do encourage people to try and get the tickets in advance. If they can, it just helps us plan. And but like I say, you don't have to purchase a ticket.
Now, where can they get tickets?
The tickets are for sale here at Stone Chophouse, at our sister restaurant, who is co-hosting the event with us, the Vintage Tavern, and Mike Duman Auto Sales, and then at the Suffolk Humane Society office on Driver.
Very nice.
In Driver.
Okay, we mentioned the Virginia Foxtrotters. I think we've talked about them before in a previous program, but if you could just tell everyone again what they're about and what they do and some of the great demonstrations they put on.
They're really an amazing group. They are a group of individuals, and they're state and national, individuals who work with their dogs in a group and individually to teach them to freestyle dance. So they will follow their guardian back and forth and go backwards and forwards on two legs. And the Virginia Foxtrotters, I think, will also be, if anyone's interested in learning more about them, they will have a little segment where they'll work with those pet guardians and their pets to kind of see if their pet might be right to become a foxtrotter.
Very nice. Okay. So now, will there be vendors and things on hand as well?
There will be vendors. Of course, we have wonderful silent auction items, vendors with pet-related items. We'll have various rescue groups, including animals from Suffolk Animal Care Center. So if you're considering adding a new best friend, might be a great opportunity to check them out. And at the very least, give them a little love and attention.
Sure, sure. Now, one thing I don't think we've mentioned, what are the hours of the event? We talked about the date.
Right. It's going to be from 12 to 4.
Okay.
And that's on a Sunday, September 8th.
Now, parking is on site?
Yes,
as
it
far
is.
As far as how everything's going to be set up?
You can just park right on site, and we do block off our parking lot, obviously, since we'll be using it, but we have plenty of parking right next door.
Okay, talk about what an event like this means to the Humane Society as far as being able to generate funds and stuff for the organization, and if you could also just talk about what some of that money's going to go to within the organization.
Well, as I think, I'm not sure everybody understands, but Suffolk Humane is primarily volunteer. We receive no donations from any agency. We're not, supported by city tax money.
Sure.
We're not supported by other agencies. Occasionally we'll get a grant, but we are supported solely by donations and fundraising events like Passion for Paws and Mudstrut.
And then again, the money that comes back to the organization, you mentioned the great volunteers that work with your group, but also the fact is some of all the community outreach programs and the adopt-a-thons and everything that goes on throughout the year.
Adopt-a-thons, we sponsor at least 2, sometimes more adopt-a-thons each month, along with Suffolk Animal Care. We adopt cats from Suffolk Animal Care and put in the North Suffolk and Chesapeake Square PetSmart. We have an extensive humane education program, and we're planning more things. And the more donations we receive, the more we can do for this community and for its most defenseless homeless animals.
Teresa, talk about your involvement as far as in this. How did you get involved in everything here, and what does this event mean to you?
The event is very personal to me because my husband and I have both been animal lovers all our life. We both grew up that way, and fortunately we both still feel that same way because one or the other of us is almost monthly bringing in an animal that needs to find a home. And the thing I love about the Humane Society, and I've gotten to know Kay very well over the years, is just that one person can only do so much, but they offer us the ability to have an organization that we can look to really take the big picture in mind. But I just love animals, and I do the best I can. But then I turn to them when I need help, and they are always there.
Well, we have just a couple minutes left in this particular segment, and Teresa, I'm going to go back to you for this question again. What would you say to someone who's considering coming to this event to encourage them to come on out and enjoy all the fun?
Well, exactly that. It is a day of fun. We have tried to make this something that gives you an opportunity to give back to the community, to the Suffolk Humane Society, but you're coming out and you're going to have a great time at the same time. Our picnic food is going to be prepared by Vintage Tavern and by the Stone Chophouse, so you're going to have a variety to choose from. And the wine tasting for the adults will certainly be, you know, a fun addition.
Sure.
And we just think that it's just a fun family event. How many places can you go that you can bring your kids, you can bring your dog, the dogs can go swimming. We're going to have nice little dog pools
Very
out there
nice.
for them. And we're also going to be having, you know, frisbee tosses for the dogs.
Sure.
And we have a fella that's going to be here doing caricatures. So if you want to have a caricature done of yourself and your dog.
Very nice. Well, Kay, and I'm going to let you kind of conclude us here. Just if you want to give your pitch as far as people that are considering coming out, and also I'd like to, if you could mention how we can get a hold of Suffolk Humane Society, the phone number, and the great website that you have as well.
Absolutely. Well, our website is www.suffolkhumanesociety.com. Our phone number is 757-538-3030. You can like us on Facebook. We have information on Facebook all the time about everything happening. And you can also email us at info@suffolkhumanesociety.com. So, and you can stop by our office at 4300 Nansman Parkway in the Village of Driver. So we'll have tickets, and this is an event that is a fabulous community event which helps make a difference for the community.
Indeed.
So you can have fun and make a difference.
What a better way to spend a Sunday afternoon, you know, I'll tell you. And again, the event Sunday, September the 8th. It's Passion for Paws, the second annual Passion for Paws picnic and wine tasting. I want to thank you ladies both for joining us for this.
Thank you.
We're going to have more on the scene when we return. Welcome back to On the Scene, joined now by Chief Animal Control Officer Megan Lanier. Megan, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And Kay, you're back with us again.
Thanks, Tim.
And the reason we have the two of you here for this segment is to talk about sort of the relationship between Suffolk Animal Care and the Suffolk Humane Society, two great organizations that partner together with obviously some great goals in mind, and those goals are to get great animals adopted out to great places, as well as certainly controlling our animal population as well. So there's kind of a couple different facets going on there. But Chief Lanier, I'm going to start with you first, if you don't mind, and talk about what is the animal adoption process like, what goes on at Suffolk Animal Care. When someone walks in and someone comes to your place to try to adopt an animal, what is that process like, and what are some of the fees and things involved, so we can talk about just really how easy it is.
When the citizens come into our facility, which is located at 124 Forest Glen Drive in Suffolk, Virginia, down towards Holland, they're able to view the animals that are in our cat condo, which is right up front as soon as you walk in. And then we have our puppy kitten display, and then we have our 36-run adoption facility. And the citizens are able to view those animals. If they show interest in some animals, we have 3 get acquainted rooms, which they're able to bring the animals into and see how they interact with their family. If they want to bring their pets in, you know, we can see how they interact with their other animals. And then if they decide that they are interested in that animal and they would like to adopt it, the dogs are $95, and that includes them to be up to date on their vaccines, to include a heartworm test and a parvo test, and that also includes the spaying and neutering.
Right.
And for the cats, it's $75, and that includes the cat to be up to date on its vaccines, and that also includes the spay and neuter. And then a lot of the animals have to be spayed or neutered prior to them leaving the facility, as long as they weigh enough and they're old enough to do so.
Kay, if you could talk about certainly how your two organizations work together, and again, it's not just what goes on at Suffolk Animal Care, because there's all these great adopt-a-thons and events. Of course, that's why we're here today, to talk about another adoptable event that's coming up. But just talk about the relationship between the two groups.
Well, Suffolk Animal Care Center is the city facility, and I would urge people, if they have not seen Suffolk Animal Care Center, they need to come visit, because it's amazing. And it's a far cry from what things used to be, and it's a beautiful facility.
Indeed.
And it shows the animals in their best light.
Now, of course, your organization, volunteers, they go over there, and what are some of the things that your folks do with there?
We are primarily volunteers. We've been in existence since 2007, March 2007, and we support the animals at Suffolk Animal Care and Animal Care, and we have adoption events. We co-sponsor adoption events at PetSmart, Walmart, Lowe's, all kinds of places to try and get those animals out there into loving, permanent homes. We go to Suffolk Animal Care every Wednesday afternoon. We take photos of the animals.
Right.
We post them online, share them with Pet Finder, send photos to the newspapers, try and get those animals out
Right.
there. We sponsor low-cost spay and neuter clinics for the public, but we also work with Suffolk Animal Care sometimes in fostering animals there.
Right.
And we are looking to expand our dog foster program, so if someone's interested, and of course always cat foster too,
Sure,
they
sure.
can contact us.
Okay. Chief Lanier, if you would talk about the importance of spaying, neutering pets. I mean, certainly you mentioned this when an animal's adopted out at the animal care facility. That's taken care of right there as part of the adoption process, correct? Just as far as in general, the philosophy behind that process and really what it means for kind of, stemming the tide, if you will, of the pet population out there.
Several years ago, we started spaying and neutering animals prior to them leaving our facility, and that was when we had the increase in our adoption fee, and that was to help with the pet population.
Yes.
On average, a mama dog can have anywhere from 5 to 10, sometimes more puppies in just one litter. And with us spaying and neutering prior to the animals leaving our facility, we're ensuring that they're not going to reproduce.
Right.
And that's cutting down on the amount of animals that we will take into our facility
Exactly.
to have to, try and find homes for.
And again, I guess it's kind of the ripple effect, because obviously one litter can beget another, and so
Yeah.
on, and then you have a situation where we have too many animals and not enough homes, which is not a good
Absolutely.
situation to be in.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
now, if you could real quickly talk about how they can contact the animal care facility. We talked about the location over there on Forest Glen Drive, but if you could give us the phone number for that site.
Sure. The facility number is 757-514-7855.
Okay. And again, your hours of operation?
We're open from Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Now, during those times, is that anybody can adopt or come by to view the animals during those times as well? Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's the time that we're open to the public.
Okay,
Yep.
got it. Kate, I know we of course were here earlier talking about the Passion for Paws event that's coming up, and again, you'll have some adoptable animals from Suffolk Animal Care, I believe, on site, correct?
That's correct.
So again, let's highlight that event one more time. If you could tell us the date, the time, certainly the location, which of course is where we're coming to you from today, Riverstone Chophouse, and just some of the fun things that are going to be going on with that event.
Well, Passion for Paws is going to be September 8th, 12 to 4 at Riverstone Chophouse. It is co-sponsored by Riverstone and Riverstone's sister restaurant, Vintage Tavern. Riverstone is located at Harborview Boulevard near the intersection with College Drive. And it's going to be outdoors, fun for the entire family. Children, pets, bring your dogs.
Right.
And we're going to have lots of activities for everyone.
Great.
From picnic foods to a wine tasting to a silent auction, clown, face painting, and caricatures,
Right.
and events for pets, a costume contest, the Virginia Foxtrotters, a group of dancing dogs, and I can just keep going.
You name it, I'm telling you, it's like I said, it's definitely a festival type atmosphere. And Kay, one more time, if you could tell us your contact phone number and the great website that you have as well.
SuffolkHumaneSociety.com is our website. You can contact us by calling 757-538-3030, info@SuffolkHumaneSociety.com, or visit our office at 4300 Nansemond Parkway in the Village of Driver.
Okay. Thank you both for being with us today to talk about, again, Suffolk Animal Care, Suffolk Humane Society, and of course the big reason we're here today to talk about the second annual Passion for Paws picnic and wine tasting event taking place on Sunday, September the 8th. Thanks for watching this edition of On the Scene. We'll see you next time.